Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go over all of the newly released Fantasy Evo cards in NHL 22. So last week we had our first 3 Master Set players, and today we got our other 3, Sebastian Aho, Jonas, BRODIN, and Jordan KYROU. We're going to break those down, as well as the normal fantasy cards as well, the non-masters. There's a lot to break down, so let's get right into it. All right, so we'll kick things off by going through all of the new cards. I will have a video as well that breaks down kind of my recommendations and predictions, but we'll just start first with Anders Lee, 6'3", 235. That is some of the best size that you're going to get in the game. Again, that is extremely important. It definitely has a leg up over players that are smaller. It just depends on the rest of their stats. Now, he starts with 79 speed, 79 acceleration. Now, the thing you have to remember that with forwards, whenever they score a goal in real life, they do go up +1 for every attribute, but speed only goes up by 0.5. So 2 goals is really considered to make sure that you go up that next speed attribute. He's got 4 goals already, so he starts at a 76, but he averages in about 20 goals a season. So that's again that would be the safe bet. So 79, 89 would be in that range, but we're looking at the full force of the season. He did put up 40 a couple years ago, but that seems to be quite some time ago. He's got 4 goals in 10 games right now, so he would be a safe option, guys. I think that if you got him, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's going to be a while before you can actually put him in the lineup, which does make it tough. That's the one thing about this event, that the only downfall is that they're so expensive to get because they are going to be the best cards in the game. They go up throughout the whole year, but the problem is that you're going to invest all that money and then you can't get a return right now. You've got to wait, and you're going to have to wait for this Anders Lee. He's just way too slow. Then we've got the 77 overall CONOR GARLAND, one of my favorite players to watch in real life. He's got Gladiator and well-rounded. Gladiator is what you'd want to use, in my opinion. He's a little bit tougher. His career high is 22 goals in 68 games. He's got 3 and 14, so I guess a safe range, again, would be about 15 or 16 goals. The thing is he already comes with 85 speed, meaning that if he scores another 10, he'll be at 90 at least. He's got 3 and 14, so that would be quite some time. But 85 speed is usable. His 73 balance, though, is awfully tough. You're going to get knocked off the puck a ton, but if you do manage to get him, it's not like you're just completely unable to use him. It would be tough, but you could still get away with putting him in your lineup. Then we've got the 78 overall Adam Henrique from the Anaheim Ducks. I believe in NHL 20, his fantasy card was incredible because he scored 26 goals and he shot up higher than anyone anticipated. And that was really the most goals that he scored in about 10 seasons. So he's got 5 and 15. He is going to get a lot of playing time, obviously, with the Ducks being, well, a little bit better than everyone thought. But nonetheless, he's not going to be an absolute huge prolific scorer. You're looking at about 15 to 20 goals is the safe route. And again, starting at 83 speed is nice. Another 10 goals will put him at 15. And that would get him to about 88 speed. In my opinion, I would pass on the Adam Henrique. He would need a speed synergy. I just don't think he's going to have enough goals in the next little while for him to be usable long-term. And again, the cost is quite high. Then we've got the 80 overall Josh Norris, former Shark great. He's got Thief and Magician. I like Thief on this card. Even Magician wouldn't be bad. Magician I'm starting to come around on, as there's quite a few cards that can benefit because they do feel awfully stiff, and a Magician obviously helps that. He's got close quarters. I wouldn't look to activate. He's got 17 goals as a career high last year in 56 games, 6 goals already in 13. 20, I think, would again be the safe realm here. He's 6'2", which is awesome, can play center. I think that this could be a decent card as well. Again, if he gets 20 goals, then we're looking at about 92 speed, 93 speed maybe. And at, again, there is a good chance that he might eclipse that, but I think this could be a nice card as well. It's going to be a little while before you can use him, though. Then we've got the 80 overall EVGENY KUZNETSOV, and this is one of the more interesting cards. So last year he had 9 goals in 41 games, obviously a very down year. He hasn't hit the 20-goal mark since the 2018-2019 season, and even then he hit 21. He's got 5 goals in 13 games, so it does look like he's rebounded a little bit. I'm thinking 20 goals is pretty safe. That's a 99 overall skater, guys. So I think that you're in business here. I think that you can use him immediately. Even if you have a really good team, you can throw him on your 4th line. He's fast enough to make up for that. This is one of the better ones, in my opinion. The guys that already have insane speed, they have such a gigantic advantage because you can use them right now and not have to wait for them to score a couple goals. So this would be one of the safer ones to go out and get. Does have Light the Lamp as well. Helps with that wrist shot. I think this is a very, very good one to go after. From the New Jersey Devils, we've got their captain, NICO HEISKANEN. He's got 2 goals so far in 12 games. Career high of 20 in his rookie season, actually. Hasn't hit that mark since. So 15 is probably safe. He's got 2 and 12, so that's where it looks to be. Let's say 15 goals. That's going to get him to low 90s speed, and at 6'1", he's not a very, very good center because he only got 70 draws, but his body checking is only 73 as well. 6'1's not bad, but I'm not a huge fan of this card, but with a couple goals, I mean, if he scored 8 in the next little while, got to 90, we'd be in business, but it just looks like he's just not a prolific goal scorer. Obviously, he's more of a playmaker, and that makes it awfully tough. Then we've got the 8 overall Joel Eriksson Echo had a nice goal last night. 19 goals is his career high. He's got 48 and 279, so he is not a very big goal scorer, but he is 6'3". Again, the problem is that it is going to be a while before... I mean, I don't think you want to chase 5 goals in 13 games. I mean, I think 15 to 20 looks to be the realm again. And if he got 15, I mean, that's over 90 speed at 6'3". A tougher one because size you can't really create. Like, there's no attribute to increase. It's not like the smaller guys can just get bigger. With quick pick or quick draw, I like that as a superstar ability. This could be a nice centerman for you. And again, you could probably put him on the 4th line right now and get away with it. He's got 75 on the draw with Thief activated and quick draw. And you don't really have to worry about speed for your centerman. So this is a safer one, and I think might be one of the more interesting ones. If he pops off for 20 goals, this is going to be one of the better cards in the game. Moving on, we've got the 81 Carter Hart, who's having a much better season than last year. My goodness. Splitting time with, I can't believe I'm going to say this, Martin Jones. But obviously, Jones having a very good year. That'll come back down to work. Trust me, as a Sharks fan. That will not last. If Carter Hart can keep it up, the Flyers are, they're more than likely a playoff team. I would definitely suspect 25 wins. I think that's safe, and that's a 99 overall goaltender. He is 6'2", though. Not a huge fan of it. Like, I just don't think that you're going to want to invest coins in a goaltender that's not elite. Like, I would much rather have Ramen Leonard from the first week. Then we've got the 83 LINUS OMARK 5'10" left winger. Man, if I remember doing, like, franchise modes with him as a prospect for the Edmonton Oilers, man. Anyways, so his average in terms of scoring, he does look like he has changed leagues. He's no longer in the KHL, but in the KHL, he was scoring about 10 to 12 goals in 55 games. In the Swiss League so far, he's got 5 in 16, or sorry, in the SHL. At 86 speed, 89 acceleration, this is a nice card. Like, it's very difficult because he switched leagues, but if he got another 10, we're looking at 91 speed. And all of his shooting is in the 90, but another 10 could be a ways away. So this one's tough. I don't know if I would do it. If his acceleration was 89, his speed was 86, I might reconsider, but I'd probably pass on this one because it's tricky, isn't very good either. And we've got the 83 overall MIRO HEISKANEN with wingman and buzzing. So that actually means that buzzing can get his speed up +1 to 86. 8 goals in the last 2 years, 12 in his rookie year. Wow, it's just crazy to me. He's got 3 in 12 so far. So 10 looks to be pretty safe. He scores 10 goals, and that's 96 overall speed at 6'1", and everything else is going to be 99. I think this might be one of the safer defensemen, and I really like in reverse as a superstar ability for a defenseman. So this might be one of the more attractive ones to get. And we've got the 84 overall Charlie McAvoy. 7 is his career high. He's got 1 in 11, 5 in the last 2 years. So let's assume 5. 6 foot does have buzzing. So he's already at 87. 3 more goals gets him to 99, but that's pretty much what he averages for an entire season. He's not exceptionally big, and his superstar ability isn't anything. This one, I think, would be one I would fade. I would not go after, and he's going to cost a lot, I think, because, well, it's a Boston Bruin, and he's already 84 overall, so but I would leave that. I would sell him. I wouldn't want to wait. Then we've got the 85 Tyson Barrie from the Edmonton Oilers. He's gotten 14 a couple times in his career, but with Edmonton last year, he had 8 in 56. Obviously, more of an assist getter. But nonetheless, Edmonton is so high scoring that it's not out of the realm of possibility he puts up a lot. Already has distributor as well. That's 89 speed out of the gate. This is a safe card, guys. I talk about this quite a bit, that if you can get one of these cards that go into your lineup and you're not really downgrading it, that's super valuable because anytime he scores, you're just going to shoot up. In terms of right-handed defenseman, this might be one of the best ones to grab just because there's a good shot he puts up, 10, and that's 99 overall. So I think that this is a good one. He's going to cost a lot, but if you're an Oiler fan or if you're looking for a right-handed defenseman you can have your entire year, this is it. All right, now let's talk about the new Master Set item, starting with 75 overall, Sebastian Aho. He's got 5 goals, so he's up to a 75 overall. Career high of 38 2 years ago. He had 24 and 56. I would say it's pretty safe he's going to hit 30. And if he hits 30, well, then you're looking at, you know, basically 90, high 90 skating. Everything else is going to be 99. Has Spark and Wingman and Thief and Gladiator. So the issue here is he is going to cost a lot. Like, we're looking in a very, very high amount. And the issue, like I mentioned, is you can't really put him in your lineup without it being a really rough go. 82 speed is tough. He is going to have to score a couple more goals. Like, we're talking like 12 goals would be 88 speed. And how long do you think it's going to take him to get 12 goals? The one thing I will say about this card is that once he gets to 85 overall, regardless of his speed, after he scores 10 goals and he's really into his X factor, because I think that's where it comes into play. It's interesting because I think I'd rather have his X factor because you know that you're guaranteed new tiers all the time. Now, obviously, you have to pay for them, but this card is going to cost you like 600,000-700,000 coins. And I just wouldn't recommend doing that when you can get Matt Duchene, who's elite right now. I'm not a big fan of this one because it's going to be a while before you can use him is all. He's going to be great. At the end of the year, he's going to be phenomenal, but if he gets hurt, you're toast and you just lost all that money. We've got the 87 overall Jonas Brodin with Bombarded and Booming Shot and Applesauce and Light the Lamp. He's got 2 goals in 13 already. Last year, he had 9 in 53, but the problem is he had 2 before that in 70 games. He is not a goal scorer. This is a lot like Neil Pionk. His career high is 9 last year, but before that, his next was 6, or actually 8 way back about 10 years ago, or 8 years ago. So he has 41 goals in 621 games, guys. Like, I would bank on maybe 2-3 more. And without a speed synergy, 6-1 is nice. It's not bad. But if he's only going to get 3 more speed, maybe that's 92 overall. And again, the cost is just so high. I think, again, this one would be an avoid. I was interested to see what he would be and what his attributes would be. There's a chance if he pops 5 and he gets up to 94. Again, defensemen are harder to come by, but you could use him now, but there's a chance he goes another month without scoring, and then you're just kind of stuck with like 800,000 coins in value that it's going to be lagging behind. But a very, very good card regardless. And then lastly, among the new cards here, we've got the Jordan KYROU. He's got 5 in 12 games right now. He's got a career high of 14 last year in 55 games. He has been heating up, scored 2 last night, in the same game with Matt Duchene, actually, who had 2. 91 speed already. This is the right-handed version of Matt Duchene. They're almost the exact same size. They're almost the exact same speed. This is a very safe card. The only thing I will say is that there's so many good right-handers at the top end. Like, we're talking like OV, you know, even Mario. I mean, a lot of people can't get Mario, but Pasternak, Panarin, all of it, Barzal. It's not as necessary, in my opinion, as Duchene. This is, in my opinion, the best one to go after outside of Duchene. But if you can only make one, and I would recommend you make one, I would go after Duchene, especially after him blowing it up over the last few games. So, while this is a very, very good card, and he should be a 99 across the board by the end of the game, there's just so many other options that are going to be cheaper for you that I would probably avoid this one. All right, and the last thing we need to talk about is the Random Fantasy Hockey Prospects set, and I will go over the cards as well. So, much like Week 1, where everyone was chasing Moritz Seider, it's now back for Week 2, so we'll discuss these. Now, you have to keep in mind that this is going to cost you about 50,000 coins. It requires about 50 players, 80 and above, and then you can also buy an untradeable one from the store. So let's take a look at what those cards look like. All right, first up from the Buffalo Sabres, we've got RASMUS ASPLUND, who's got 4 goals in 12 games with a career high of 7 in 28. So pretty tough to determine where he is going to end up. I think 10, maybe 12, maybe 15 on the far side of things. What that'll end up with, we're looking at the low 90s speed, shot in the mid 90s as well, which isn't terrible. And he's got quick draw, but it's going to take a lot to get his faceoff rating somewhat decent. And even then, he's only 5'11", so he's not really built like a good centerman. You're going to want to play him on the wing. He could be used now because 85 speed isn't completely brutal, but it is going to take some goals, and that's kind of off-putting there, so I'm not a huge fan of this one. Then we've got HAYDN FLEURY from the Seattle Kraken. He's got 2 goals in 8 games, but his career high is 4 in 45. He's only got 9 goals in 187 games. This is a hard pass. He's 6'3", which is great, but he would have to score like 6 goals, which is 2 more than his career high that he's ever had. And even then, we're looking at like 88 speed, so this one just not enough. He needed some more juice or, you know, a speed synergy to make up for it, but he's got great size. But yeah, this one it's a lot like Romanov. Then we've got Jake Bean from the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's already got 3 goals in 10 games, but that is literally his career high already. He's a very young player, obviously. He's only played 54 career games, 85 speed. Like I said, he is going to have to put on 5 more just to get 90 goals alone. Everything else would be nice. It's just very, very tough to try and get with a defenseman to try and predict. You could go a month without him having another goal, and then you're kind of in a rough spot. So, again, if you got him, I guess it's not the worst situation, but it's not going to be, like, I'd much rather have Jake Bean than Hayden Fleury, I guess. Then we've got Brandon Hagel, a 6th-round pick from the Chicago Blackhawks in 2016. Not going to lie, this one is kind of way out in left field. But he's got 4 goals in 13 games. He had 9 last year in 52. So, like, 10, maybe 15 at the most, but he's already got 86 speed, which is a nice starting point. This one's actually not terrible because you could use him right now if you're free to play or even if you had a lower team. But again, it's just kind of all realms are kind of out there. There's definitely one here that you really, really want. And that's going to be the 79 overall Lucas Raymond from the Red Wings, who, much like Moritz Seider, is definitely the highlight of these prospect packs. 15 games so far. He's got 6 goals, 85 speed, 84 acceleration. Like, he could easily be a 20-goal scorer. I mean, he's got the skill and potential to do it. And if you got to 20, that's 95 speed, and everything else is basically 99. He's got spark and workhorse. That helps out with his acceleration. So this is definitely the one that you want to hope for if you do it. I'm not going to lie. If you had to choose between doing this set or the prior one, I think this set is safer, but the upside of getting Moritz Seider is much higher than Lucas Raymond, I think, in my opinion. But again, the chance that you don't pull Moritz Seider is very, very high. Well, obviously, it's 20%. So I would, if you could only do one, I'd probably do week 1 again if you could. But this is still a very, very good card in the 79 Lucas Raymond. All right, guys, and for science, like I did in the first week in the store, there is still week 1 and week 2. I will bite the bullet and go on the hunt for Lucas Raymond. I got Romanov in the last pack. Let's see if the EA gods will bless me. I'm going to say I get Hayden Fleury. Why not? Come on. Okay, and we got Jake Bean. So, it's not awful, but there's pretty much no shot he's ever going to make my team. I don't think that he could ever get up to the full 99. But hey, here it is. And, oh, Andre Palat. Okay. So, I mean, I guess it's not awful. I'd take your shot on if you've got a lot of coins. But if you're free to play and you can only do one, I don't even know if I'd recommend doing it. Moritz Seider is very, very good, though. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comments section and what cards excite you going into this. Like I said, this is my favorite event of all of the Hockey Ultimate Team events over the last few years. The only problem is it's kind of gatekeeped because, well, it is so expensive. The HUT Rich are the ones that really get to benefit from this. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will do a video ranking all of the ones from week 2. All right, guys, have a good one.